In this video, I am going to show you how I absolutely ruined this Redcat COE Hauler by making it a drift truck. Seriously! This is a horrible idea, I get it, but we're going to lock the rear diff with a Gen 8 locker. We're going to put a gyro in it, some 3D printed wheel covers in the back. Let's get started by getting this rear axle apart so we can lock the diff. We need to take the wheels off, which means taking off this center cap here in the bottom. I'm going to now take these shock mounts loose from each side, and that should allow me to rotate the axle up. With the shocks loose, it does give us a lot more freedom with the rear axle. I'm going to now go ahead and take all the diff cover screws out. We need to pull the wheel hexes off, carefully not to lose the little pins. And then on the edge of each axle, these caps are here held on 2 screws, and then we can pull this out. The axles are pulled out. They slide out super easy once those 2 screws are gone. And then there should be nothing, yep, exactly like that. There should be nothing left holding this rear diff in. Now this is a internal gear diff. We're going to take the bearings and these 4 screws, move this gear over to the locker. Well, we have a problem. So this gear comes off of this plastic housing with no issue, but it might not be the same ring gear design as the other Redcats are. I was told that it would be. That's why I got this locker. But it turns out, unless I'm missing something very obvious, that's not going to go together. Or I can clean all this stuff out of here and try to just lock this differential solid, and that's going to cost me basically nothing. So I think I'm going to go that route. To do this, I am going to use some of these silicone earplugs. This is something that we've used in the past to lock some different differentials with. Definitely non-permanent and varying degrees of success depending on the differential that you're using. Shove a bunch of this goop in here. We're going to make a layer on the bottom. We're going to put the cross gears back in it. Put another layer of goop on the top. I was able to use most of a plug, get it in there. We're going to put it in. It's literally squishing out both ends. It is full. It is full. So we're going to see just how much locked that is, really. Axle's all back together, and it is very, very stiff to turn that rear axle. Now I can barely turn it just using the hexes. That is good. We've definitely not done exactly what I wanted when I set out to it, but hopefully it's enough to get us what we need. Now the next piece here is making these tires slicker. So you have a couple different choices. You could probably just try to put tape around them, and I've had mixed results with that in the past. Hard plastic tires though, they drift really well. So I designed these 3D printed little covers. Looks like I probably designed them at the exact right outside diameter. I'll provide a link where I'll have these uploaded on printables so that you can download them and then force them over your tires as well. I am forcing them from the inside because I have a lip here to help make sure that they don't slide off, and I don't want that lip to show, and I don't want it to rub on the side of the truck, so it's going to go on the inside where we have plenty of clearance. Alright, a little pushing and grunting later, you can put the tire down and you can really rock it back and forth like this and actually get that all the way almost down on there. Look at that, it's perfect. It just leaves a little bit of a ridge out there on the edge. This side here pushes in. That might just work. All right, tires are on, rear axle is locked, so this end should be in business. Now we need to start addressing the front end and the gyro. A place to mount a gyro, an appropriate gyro for this. And this would be a whole lot easier if I wasn't still using the factory controller. The factory controller has no ability on here to control the gain. So I need a gyro that actually has on gyro gain adjustment. Something like the GYD 450 from Futaba, the 470 from Futaba. I don't have any of those laying around at the moment. What I do have laying around is this little hack slider mini, but it does have an on gyro gain setting. Oh, we're in it now. I got the gyro placed there, and check it out. It is working. I still have my steering in the correct direction, and it doesn't like being on the ground. Still have the steering in the correct direction, and the gyro is working. The other thing that we want to look at is the turning angle, and recognizing this is not an actual drift truck. You know, real drift vehicles get almost like a 90-degree turning angle. We're at maybe 45. Not even talking about what the acronym is between the front wheels or any of that. Looking at what is limiting the steering right now, it looks like these knuckles right here behind the kingpin, it looks like those touch first. So anything that we can do to remove some material out of here will help us get even just a little bit more angle. I think we need to just try it before I even grind anything down. We're gonna just drive it around and see, will it do anything? Let's spin the rear tires. Wing. Oh, I can't get enough speed. That's full turn.
Turning radius is the problem.
So it should do it. Like
It will. You just need more power.
From the first test show that I think the gyro is going to work. I think the rear tires and the diff locker work. It just can't get enough power to actually do anything. And we know that it is a 42 turn brushed motor in there. So I have this Hackmoto 12 turn laying around. So if we can figure out how to bolt this thing in place, then maybe we'll have more speed. For anybody watching this later and curious how to swap the motor in one of these, it's actually pretty simple. 4 screws right here takes the transmission out. These 4 screws take the front cover off that transmission. Whole thing comes out from the top. You can swap everything over. Works like a champ. All right, we got the 12 turn motor in it, 3S LiPo in it. Will it do it now? Oh my gosh, so much more power. It drifts.
No way.
It's got all the gyro wobble in the world, but it drifts. Oh, it drifts pretty good, actually. It's pretty controllable.
Put the body on it.
Oh, it didn't. I'll be honest, I can't believe that really worked. I'm so excited. Like, I've been thinking about this and trying to figure out how I was going to get this to work now for like months. Ever since I first got my hands on this truck, I was like, I want to make it drift. And it actually does. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about how I did it, leave them down in the comments in case anybody else out there is crazy enough like me to actually try to replicate this. I would say gyro upgrade would definitely be better for it. Controller upgrade would definitely be better for it, but you know, I think it's just more of a novelty anyway. I think we're going to drift it a little bit. We're going to have some fun with it. Maybe I get wild and maybe I try to get into more steering mods and really throw some different stuff at it, but maybe I just enjoy it like it is. So we made a drift truck out of the Redcat COE Hauler. If you want to make your Redcat COE do the same thing, I will have a link in the video description to all of the different parts that I used to make this a reality. If you have any other questions about drift stuff, I have a drift tech playlist that'll be popping up here to your right. Hope to see you in one of those. Thank you and goodbye.